2 weeks ago, a small company in China uploaded a single file to the internet. Just a file, no press event, no billionaire on a stage. 48 hours later, they had to lock the doors. Too many people were trying to get in. And on the other side of the planet, on Wall Street, a fortune quietly went up in smoke. This is the story of that file. What it was, why it broke the internet in 2 days, and why it might change what you can build this year. Stay with me, because the ending is not what you think. Here's the promise. For years, the most powerful AI on Earth was locked behind giant companies. You paid to rent it by the sip. That just ended. The best AI on the planet stopped being a billion-dollar company's toy and became something you can download for free, forever. I know how that sounds. So the question is simple. How? And what's the catch? Welcome to Trauma AI, the channel where we make the future make sense. Okay, the file. It's called Kimi K3, made by a company named Moonshot AI. And it's the biggest open AI model ever released. How big? Think of an AI's brain as a wall of tiny switches. More switches, the more it can learn. The famous models had a lot. This one has almost 3 trillion of them. It's a stadium of switches where the others had a room. And in test after test, it lands right behind the very best American models. Not second best in its class. One of the best on Earth, period. But size isn't the shocking part. This one is open. The blueprint is public. You don't rent it. You can own it. The weights, the actual brain, go out to the public on the 27th. Anyone can download them and keep them. Now the meltdown. The moment it went live, people rushed in. In 2 days, demand jumped 6 times over. 6 times, not 6%. 6 times in 48 hours. Their computers couldn't take it. So on day 3, Moonshot did something almost unheard of. They froze new signups. They turned people away at the door. Picture a brand new restaurant, opening night. So many people show up that by hour 2, they physically lock the front door. That's what happened. Their own words. Kimi K3 got way more love than we expected. Our GPUs are feeling it. Their computers were basically sweating. Meanwhile, in New York, as this thing went viral, something strange happened to the stock market. Companies that make AI chips started dropping. A big Asian chip index fell 6%. People started calling it the DeepSeek moment, part 2.
Well, Kimi K3, as you said, was phenomenal, and it's similar to the DeepSeek moment we had last year.
Right.
You know, 2.8 trillion parameter model, and what it demonstrates, I think, is that China and open weight models are closing the gap with frontier models.
Why would a free file scare Wall Street? Follow the money. Investors bet trillions of dollars on one idea. That top-tier AI would stay rare, expensive, and controlled by a few American giants. Then a Chinese startup gives away something nearly as good. For free. That's like betting your whole fortune on gold being rare and waking up to find someone handing out gold bars on the street. So the market's panicked, but here's the part nobody's saying out loud. Is the panic actually justified? Hold that thought, because to get it, you need the one thing that makes this model different. And I'll use exactly one comparison, no jargon. Closed AI versus open AI is renting versus buying. A closed model is a taxi. It's easy, it works, but the meter is always running, and the day they raise the fare, you just pay. An open model is buying your own car. More work up front, but it's yours. Drive it 1,000,000 miles at 3 a.m. off the map, and nobody's watching the meter. Nobody can raise your rate. Nobody can take it away. That's what owning the model means. The most powerful engine on Earth, parked in your driveway, and the keys are free. That's the promise of the title, and it's real. So what does this actually change for you? This is the good part. Think about the tools that used to cost a fortune. A customer service assistant that answers messages all night. Someone to write your posts and your ads. Help with code you can't write yourself. All of it used to be locked behind big monthly bills. Now the price is falling off a cliff. Some of it is heading toward free. AI is turning into a utility, like electricity. You don't build a power plant to turn on a light. You flip a switch and pay almost nothing. AI is becoming that, a thing in the wall, which means you don't have to be a tech giant anymore. One person at a kitchen table can now use the same engine that used to cost a corporation a fortune. The gap between the little guy and the giant just got a lot smaller. Now, the honest part, because I'm not going to oversell this. Open does not mean effortless. This model is enormous. To run the full thing yourself, you still need serious computers, or you rent that power from the cloud. So it's free like a free puppy. You still have to feed it.
And it's worth noting that because it's open weight doesn't mean it's free to run. And so I think that's a dynamic to these models that people potentially underappreciate as well.
It's also not the undisputed number one. It rivals the leaders. It doesn't clearly beat them, and it has guardrails. Ask it about Chinese politics, and it goes quiet. So it's not magic, fine. But now the bombshell. Remember the chip stocks falling? Here's what people got wrong. For years, the hard part of AI was training it, teaching it. Now the hard part is just running it. For everyone who wants in, the experts call that inference. And the world does not have enough computers to keep up. The Kimi meltdown, those sweating GPUs, that wasn't a glitch, that was a preview. Demand for AI is about to outrun the entire planet's ability to serve it. So the panic on Wall Street? Half right, the old bet is shaky, but the need for raw computing power isn't shrinking, it's exploding. This is the very beginning. Which brings us back to that little file, the one that locked the doors in 48 hours and shook a market from across the world. The real question was never if AI would become free and everywhere. That part's happening now, whether Wall Street likes it or not. The real question is the one it leaves with you, when the most powerful tool in history is sitting there, free, in your driveway, keys in hand. What are you going to build with it? Tell me in the comments. One thing, if it were free today, what would you make? I'll read them. And if you want to understand this stuff while it's happening, not a year late, subscribe, because that file was just the first one. There are more coming. And the doors this time are staying open.